I'm worried my glasses are gonna make me look cross-eyed, and you're having. Are those shadows? What are those?
Yeah, yeah. The sun's just coming up through the trees here in my office, so it's just like. And I decided to wear a camo shirt today, so I'm really just
Oh, it's
blending in.
awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Mantz is in this photo somewhere for $1,000. Put a circle around his face. No, you
There's
look good.
Waldo.
You look good. It's giving me that outdoorsy feeling. Do you hear me okay? How's my mic, guys? This is the first time I'm using this setup on my. I'm on the road these days. You hear me good?
Loud and clear. This is a new mic for me too. One of my buddies was just like, "Hey, I'm getting rid of some podcasting gear." And I was like, "Hey, I'm actually going to be on a podcast, so I'll take it off your hands."
Oh, that's awesome. I was gonna ask you, how do you have that nice gear?
Just another white boy podcaster.
Is that a was that a lyric from a song?
Could be. I don't know.
Oh. Hi, Caleb. Oh, Caleb, let me send you my show notes. Let me send you my show notes. Caleb's in the background there. How do I do?
So where are you right now? Are you allowed to disclose that information?
I'm in Newport Beach. I'm like probably like 350 miles south of my home in Santa Cruz. Brandon, you have a cool name, Brandon Mantz. Am I saying it right?
Yep, Mantz. Rhymes with pants.
It does. It does. Do you know the origins of your name?
My ancestry is like mostly German.
On your dad's side or both?
Both sides, yeah.
Okay. What is this? Sevon at CFL. I don't know what CFL is. That's probably a gym here. On both sides.
Yeah, both sides. Mostly German. No idea how far that goes back, but grew up in Wisconsin, so there's a lot of German ancestry and influence in Wisconsin.
And you're a big dude, 6'2", right?
Yeah, 6'2", somewhere around 200 pounds, 195 maybe.
How often do you get on a scale?
That's the hard part. Not very often at all.
Yeah.
I did some stuff with USA Track and Field last December. I think that's the last time I weighed myself, and I was pretty lean. And I was like right around 190, but they had a scale there. But yeah, even when I go to the doctors, it's like hit or miss whether they have a roll-on scale or something that I can get onto.
Usually I have pen and paper here and I write down my notes. If you see me looking over here and typing, it's because I want to ask you a question. You said something and I don't want to forget the follow-up question. So just now you said you did something with USA Track and Field. So I'm not sure how long you're going to talk. So I peck on the board track and field. Okay, but I don't really have to write this down. What were you doing with USA Track and Field?
Yeah, it was a development camp. So they're trying to build numbers for the 2028 Paralympic Games in LA and introducing people that have shown success in other sports. So with what I've been able to do in adaptive CrossFit, they invited me to this basically talent identification camp and did a bunch of testing with the coaches at their facility in Chula Vista outside of San Diego. So did a bunch of testing, met the coaches both on the throwing side and the racing side, got an official classification, and then it was basically like, leave it in your own hands. Is this something that you want to pursue? It's basically all self-paid, and just where I'm at right now in life and going into having a baby coming along. It would be a
Second
tall
baby?
task.
Second baby?
First
First.
one.
Oh, I saw you with pictures with a kid. That's not your kid?
No, that's not my kid. That's my buddy's kid. He actually also qualified. He's in the standing diagnosed adaptive division. He has MS, and they're coaches at CrossFit Watchtower. And so when little Fielder was born, I got to practice a lot because they would always bring him in, and so I'd pick him up and we'd roll around. I try to mostly just try to distract him so that his parents could actually work out. So I've had a lot of practice, but first of our own.
Brandon Mantz is going to the CrossFit Games. I'm going to show you this link twice. If you want to support him, you can get the best T-shirt in the CrossFit space. Well, second best after my my Jesus shirt over at Vindicate, but second best T-shirt in the CrossFit space. Caleb, you have the link. I think I sent it to you. Yeah, I'm in Newport. Hey, so that sounds like some Red Bull shit. So somehow you popped on the Paralympic. Wait, before I go there, what? Oh, here it is. Here's the shirt. The Mantz Games tee pre-order. Headed to the SAP Center. That's a nice shirt. Who designed it?
Yeah, PR Apparel.
I'd actually
I had a
that.
little bit of insight into designing it with them. Got the Rocky Mountains through the logo and the name there. A little ode to Colorado. It's my 5th games, so we got the tally marks there. You can get it in green or slate blue. So we got options for you.
What's the highest you finished at the games?
3rd.
Podium.
And I've actually only finished 3rd. I've gotten to 3rd 4 years.
Oh, and what was your worst finish?
3rd.
3rd. Because this is your 5th. 4 years in a row, 3rd. Who are the two dickhead? I mean, your competitors.
It's kind of changed. That's the kind of the tough thing. I have a higher injury. T6, and my category
T6. Explain that to me. T6 is the 6 refers to
the number of your thoracic spine. So you have your C spine is your neck, and then your back is basically your T spine. 1 through 12, 1 being at the top, 12 being the lowest, like at your closer to your waist. So
if you want one, you want a 12, and you got a 6.
Yep. So I'm one of the higher injuries in the field.
Meaning and the basically below that is compromised, right? Like if you have your injury there, the stuff below you have less control over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm a complete injury, so I have no feeling or movement below that marker. So basically from my sternum, wrap it around the back. So really no core, but in my category,
nothing in your legs either, like nothing.
No, I just got a thigh tattoo 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sat there for 4 hours and didn't feel a thing.
Nothing crazy, wild.
Yeah.
When you say you don't feel it, you know how like you literally don't feel it? Like if someone took a knife and stabbed it into your leg, you would not feel it?
No, I think that level.
What if I shook it? What if I squeezed it while you were sleeping? Would you wake up?
Probably not. Depending on how hard, because I have like leg spasms. So sometimes if my leg spasms really bad at night, it'll like send a jolt and wake me up. But
isn't that a good sign if you have a leg spasm?
Yes,
like
and
going down there, like electricity's going down there, or whatever animates us.
Yeah, yes and no. I think there's mixed research on that since I can't like feel it or control it. And I have a complete injury. It's not really like helpful, but I don't take any medications. A lot of people will take like nerve pain or medications to stop or limit spasms, but I didn't want to do that, and so I just let it happen. I feel like working out. I have a standing frame that like stands me up, so I'll throw my laptop up there and stand up for like an hour a day to help with like blood flow and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then just being active and doing CrossFit, I think helps. But if I have like a big travel day or I'm just sitting in my chair all like bound up for a good portion of the day, then like at night, then the spasms get worse.
That's awesome. That Verticat, is that what that's for? Helping people stand up, or is that something that's been transformed into that?
No, that was made specifically for golf. Yeah, so that's not mine. I was just testing that out. But I just have a different kind of stander similar to that. But yeah, your knees are like locked in, and then it raises you up.
I'm gonna ask you a weird question here. I don't even know if it makes sense, but how do you know you have legs if you can't feel your legs? The only way you know is you have to see them or touch them?
Good question. I don't know if I've thought about it like that. Yeah, I know like they're there just like underneath me, Like I can't feel my butt either. So like when I'm sitting, it was like a weird adjustment at first when I first got paralyzed. That you're kind of like, oh, I'm just like sitting in space, like on a cloud, but
Yeah.
you get to kind of like know the feeling. And I've become more in tune with my body, and even just like I don't have bowel or bladder control, so just even more in tune with like how that stuff works, and like, oh, I think I have to pee right now, even though it's not like the same, oh, I gotta take a piss feeling that you would have.
Right. Wow. Do you spend a lot of time doing, uh, b body awareness shit? Like, laying down or sitting there and going and scanning your body?
Not a ton, not like that. Just I've done some like breathwork stuff,
Yeah.
um, but not typically on the regular.
How old are you?
33.
So, I wanna go back to this track and field thing you invited to. It sounded like some Red Bull shit. Basically, someone saw, "Hey, this dude's a boss, and let's bring him down." Or is it like a recruitment thing? Like, they're like, "Hey, you have some crazy skills, you have commitment, you're an athlete, we wanna introduce you to" what are the Paralympics?
Did you say what are the Paralympics?
Yeah, what are the Paralympics? Yeah, before I get into, like, why they called out to you.
Yeah, it's all adaptive categories. It's usually 2 weeks after the Olympics. A lot of the same sports. Some sports are different, but it's all different adaptive categories. So they have people standing with prosthetics. They have neuro categories, vision impaired, seated wheelchair athletes. So yeah, at this camp, it was kind of like a camp format. There was about 20 of us, all different. I was one of three, I think, wheelchair athletes that were invited to this thing, and just trying to get people in the track and field pipeline that could train for the 2028 games.
And did any of it inspire you? Were you like, "Oh shit, this throwing shot put thing might be easier than CrossFit?"
No, um, it was the throwing. I'm kind of like too small to be a thrower, and like too,
Really? At 6'2", 200 pounds, too small.
yeah, yeah, like Kevin Ogar.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd have to be like his size, basically. Um, and like too big to be a sprinter or like a racer. So I'm kind of like in the middle, which I guess is why I'm good at CrossFit, because it's not necessarily great at one thing, can kind of do both.
I liked your shadow. Every once it feels like one of those movies, like, where the dark cloud's coming in over someone, like, to take them. Like, it's like sometimes it comes in and sometimes it goes away. It's like, should we take him? Should we not take him?
Yeah. This time of the morning, whenever I have like morning meetings, because this is my office, I'm like, try to ignore the lighting. I was messing around with it, but it keeps changing.
I like it. The different moods of Brandon Mantz. Is Sevan on the shitter? No, no. Look at I'm in the dining room. Welcome to the shitter. It does kind of look like I'm in the shitter. Look at I'm trying to make fun of you and someone's making fun of me. Would you rather be with shadows or look like you're taking a shit on a podcast? So tell me about I want to hear about your journey this year. I was listening to another podcast and it said that you were not I think you said you were not planning to do it, but then you were inspired to do it because of the way they're presenting it this year, all within a few blocks of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so my wife is due August 21st,
Congratulations.
with our first baby. So this was just gonna kind of be a parenting year, figuring that out. And the last couple years, the adaptive games has been in September, so that would have been like newborn, 2 week old stage. So I was just planning on taking a year off, and then they announced that it was going to be all together in San Jose in July. So she'll be about 36 weeks at that point. So hopefully, baby does not want to come early, but she's been my handler. So in the seated divisions, we get a wheelchair handler or spotter. So she's not gonna be able to travel out. So I got my cousin. He was just out here last weekend in Denver, uh, practicing some of the handler movements, like on pull-ups. They pull the chair out and then can slide it back in, but just kind of working on that timing. So he can slide it back in without me hanging from the pull-up bar and wasting extra energy, and where to position and where to hold the chair for, different overhead movements, snatch, stuff like that.
How was he at it? That's a trip, right? To have a handler for 5 years and then have someone else. It seems like it would be a pretty intimate position and something that someone really needs to be comfortable with you.
Yeah, yeah, and we're close, so he was able to kind of jump right in. It's not super hard, once you just kind of learn some of the technique, where to be, what to do. It doesn't require like a certain amount of strength or anything like that. It's mostly just communication. Just hold
And
here, be
focus.
here.
He can't be like texting on the side and shit or like be like looking at chicks in the stands.
Yeah, one of my buddies did it. I did a Sea Dog competition in Florida like 2 years ago, and I had one of my buddies, and like the event started, and he was like looking off at some other lane, and I'm like, bro, grab my chair. I'm about to like throw this clean and press because it was 3, 2, 1, go, and like I'm gonna flip over backwards if you don't, hold on.
And so that probably scared the shit out of him and he didn't fuck up the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, no, then he was dialed in. Then he was dialed. So yeah, he's not gonna. So my cousin's gonna come out and do it. But it was cool to be able to like have that experience with my wife, because typically we don't like work out together. I don't use a handler just in my normal training and everything like that. I'll back up against a wall or the rig so I don't flip over backwards. But I just train on my own. So having a handler is like bonus during like competition, makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, so I was inspired that one, the timeline is hopefully going to work out where baby will still be in tummy versus out here in the real world. But I'm already prepared. Everything is like cancelable if something happens and I got to make an emergency exit. Like I'm ready to fly back to Denver, or um, maybe have to pull out. But I think the baby will come a little bit late, so we should have plenty of time
You said she'll be at 36 weeks
during
at
the games.
during the games. And are you in Denver?
Yeah. Yeah. So we got a house. We're like South Denver, 15, 20 minutes from downtown Denver.
Okay. And are you training at Ogar's gym?
So he actually just sold it.
Oh.
Yeah. So he and his wife Shannon have taken a step back from gym ownership. Shannon's got like 4 jobs. Kevin works for HQ and took over Wheelwad. Um,
Mhm.
he bought out the other partners. Um, so he's focusing on CrossFit HQ and building Wheelwad. So he sold the gym. It's now CrossFit Forever, which
They
is
really they got rid of the name Watchtower?
yeah, actually because Kevin wanted to keep it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like,
So
that's kind of crazy to get rid of that name because everyone knows it.
yeah, so if Kevin ever comes back and has a different gym, it'll be Watch. He wanted to keep the name Watchtower, so now it's Forever. Nick Wells is the new owner. He's a great dude. Um, there's been some CrossFit stories on Nick. He was in prison for a couple of years and then started CrossFit. Um, Basically running CrossFit in a prison, and then got out, and CrossFit basically turned his life around, and so now he's a gym owner, and they have CrossFit Forever. But with the move, and being in the house that we are now, I actually just started training at CrossFit Cherry Creek because it's just closer to my house. But I'll
Um,
still go. I'll still go over to Forever once in a while to see those guys.
I wonder. I'm looking at a picture of Nick Wells. I wonder if he's been on the show. He looks very familiar. Did he get a life sentence
I
and
don't
then
know.
got out?
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but
Have we had that guy on, Caleb? Wow. What a cool story. Hey,
No, I don't
um,
think so.
we know. Okay. Watchtower's kind of been a staple and kind of the hotbed for adaptive athletes. Are people freaking out a little bit? Like that it's going to lose that crazy accessibility that and welcomeness that Ogar's given to adaptive athletes? Is that where you got your start?
yeah, that's where I got my start. I didn't know anything about CrossFit, so I got paralyzed in a ski accident 7.5 years ago. And after I was through rehab and everything like that, I just got introduced to Kevin. Like, hey, you're trying to be active. Why don't you go check out this gym? And on day
Who told you
one,
that? Who told you that?
um, Justin Pines, he's another paraplegic kind of peer mentor. So Justin and Kevin were friends, and then Justin was kind of a peer mentor for me as I was going through the rehab process, figuring out life in a wheelchair. And so Justin was like, "Hey, let's go do some CrossFit," and so took me in there. Day one, they had the seated workout right next to the daily WOD,
Mm.
and everybody's included in the same class. It's not like I was shoved to the corner. And so just like the community aspect and the inclusiveness. And at that time, I could barely do a pull up. I was using like 15-pound dumbbells or something like that, and was super skinny. I was like down to, I think I was under 160.
Is that
After,
the least you've ever weighed in your life?
yeah, probably since
Adult life?
before high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was super skinny and everything was exhausting. Life was exhausting. And so day one, just the community aspect. And then I just kept going back and I didn't have any plans to compete, but I just started seeing the progress and building the strength and I fell in love with it. And so just like the journey of seeing the benefits in my daily life, and the mental benefits as well, just the endorphins, feeling part of a community again, and then the physical benefits of, oh, I can push around now. I don't have to schedule my day around being exhausted and tired. I can transfer into any truck or vehicle. I have no limitations on that. So I just saw like the barriers in my daily life just melt away after gaining strength, and then just getting in and on my chair. And if I fall or want to get onto the ground, I can transfer back into my chair. So there's a whole host of like benefits that I feel like I have this toolbox now because of CrossFit and because of Kevin, that I feel like I really have that many barriers in my daily life.
How long after your injury before CrossFit rolled around?
I think I went for the first time around 6 months after my injury. So I was 3 weeks in the ICU, another 2 months in the rehab hospital, and then I was doing like outpatient stuff, and then got
3
introduced to
weeks in
Kevin.
the ICU? So you didn't just have an injury, you almost died.
Yeah, I should have died. So skiing, apparently hit a trail marker post. My whole group ahead of me was, or my whole group I was with was ahead of me.
What's the trail marker post look like? Is it just a skinny rod or it's a thick,
No, it's like a big, thick, like,
like a tree trunk?
yeah, basically. So like where the run splits two ways,
Oh, okay.
big giant post. So I don't know if I swerved, try to cut it too close. Had to be carrying good speed, but my brain blacked it out, so I don't remember it.
You don't even remember approach? Do you remember the day at all?
Yeah, I remember the day, bits and pieces from, like driving up to Breckenridge, doing the first couple of runs. But yeah, when it comes to that run specifically, I don't remember it.
Interesting.
The first thing I remember is waking up in the hospital with the doctor standing over me saying, "You're paralyzed and you have a 0% chance of ever walking again."
That's his opening line?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, "This is what happened to you. This is the injury. You have a complete spinal cord injury. Typical with this, there's 0% chance of walking." And I still had, I was intubated still, so I had the breathing tube in, so I couldn't talk. They gave me a whiteboard, and I just remember I wrote 1% question mark on it
Oh, wow.
back to
Yeah.
him, just
Yeah.
looking for any
Good call.
shred.
Good call. Yeah.
And he said no, which I'm actually very thankful for looking back on it, because it put the level of severity like into my mind, and like what a complete spinal cord injury entails. It's not how hard can I work. It's not an issue of like work harder and then I'll walk again. So then I was able to focus on what I did have and
Uh,
the function that I did still have. But yeah, I broke my back, 5 broken ribs, broke my shoulder, nicked my aorta, punctured lung. So
what
I had like
what punctured your lung?
I think it was maybe one of the ribs or
Oh, oh, oh.
something like that.
Right, okay.
That were
So
so just
the collision was so hard that your own bones started fucking shit up in there, like Nick the aorta and stuff like that.
yeah. So I had 3 liters of internal bleeding. They say people usually die at 2.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, it was like emergency. Um,
Great hair day in this photo, by the way, great hair day.
yeah, I've had a couple different hairstyles throughout the years, but yeah, so that was December of 2018, rehab at the beginning of 2019, and yeah, honestly, just lucky to be alive, and so I really think I have like a second chance at life. So that guy in the sweatshirt there, that's my cousin. That's gonna be my handler.
Oh, he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's like 6'6", and he's been doing. I got him into CrossFit, so he's been doing CrossFit in Wisconsin. So you don't see many 6'6"
Right.
CrossFit athletes.
They don't have a jump rope for him at the gym. Hey, and when you're in the, recovery, is that where you meet Justin Pines? What you called what'd you call him? A peer support?
Yeah, peer mentor.
Peer mentor?
Yeah, so I met him. I went to after 3 weeks in the ICU, went to Craig Hospital, which is one of the best brain and spinal cord injury hospitals in the nation. So they have a peer mentor program where guys that have been through there will come visit. And it was like after talking to him and hearing his stories about backpacking through Europe and bicycling and doing all of these activities, that was like, oh wow, like my life is not over. Like there's still so much life to be lived, and just we're really good friends now. Him and his wife just had a baby in April, and they live pretty close to us. So now we're just friends, and we see each other a good amount. But that was like the first time where it was like, dang, like there's so much like life to be lived, and the wheelchair isn't going to stop me.
Hey, so this dude Justin, I'm guessing he was in an accident, and then after his accident, he recovered, and he said, "Hey, I want to help other people because I know it's a fucking crazy landscape, both physically and mentally and emotionally to navigate." So he found this role. Am I imagining this right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, he got injured skiing. It's kind of same way as me. Hit a tree, and that was around like 10 years ago. So he was like 3 or 4 years ahead of me, kind of. So had that time to navigate and figure things out. And I think he was around the same time as Kevin getting injured. I think Kevin's around like 11 years out now.
And so he found Watchtower, and then he has this gig, so then he just harvests dudes from this who have injuries and brings them to Watchtower.
Yeah, yeah. So he said,
that's awesome. That's a great pipeline. I love that.
right. Yeah, said come on over. So yeah, now I've gotten to see there's a few guys. My buddy Grant Allen he also qualified for the games, and that was similar. So he was like a year and a half after me. So he came into Watchtower as kind of a newbie, and I was just there working out. And so I met him and kind of took him under my wing a little bit. And then there's been other people that have come basically from Craig Hospital, and I've gotten to teach them different movements and even just transfers, or even just talk to them about life in a wheelchair and what that looks like, and kind of normalize it a little bit, because
Yeah.
at the beginning you feel so different, and it's just such a massive shift and change from able-bodied life, I'll call it, to go through this traumatic thing and then have something taken away from you, which is walking, but then realizing it was never really the walking at all that mattered in life. So everything, yeah, it's tough to be disabled, but I can still do everything that I want to do. Might
Um,
look a little different.
when you say it wasn't really the walking that mattered in life, does it get filled with something else that matters in life?
I had a huge like perspective shift, I'll say, and just the amount of empathy that I've gained throughout it. I feel like being able to just connect with people more and be more vulnerable myself. It's like people see me and I'm in a wheelchair. It opens up like tons of conversations right away, where I've been traveling for work and I go to the hotel bar and some construction worker dude is sitting next to me, and then all of a sudden 10, 15 minutes later talking to him, he's crying, telling me about like how he lost his daughter last
Mm.
year. And just I've had some really cool conversations just through the level of kind of vulnerability that people feel when talking to me now. um, yeah, and even just in like partnerships and like marriage and stuff like that, all of the disagreements and kind of like little things, it's never really about the disability. It's always like, okay, what's stemming behind it? Like, it's not the fact that I can't just stand up and change the light bulb. It's like the different roles, or like how are we communicating, and all that stuff kind of behind it.
So you feel like you're getting more to root causes than superficial shit
Yeah,
instead.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. You spoke about being able to do transfers. It's funny that you mentioned that because there was a video of you where I was watching where you're doing the transfers and you're showing all these different ways and angles. And I remember even when I started CrossFit, I remember like I would have never, even as a kid, I would have never climbed over a fence. And at 34 years old, I found CrossFit, and I remember one time I had to walk from where a bus dropped me off to this hotel where there was a big fence and everyone else was walking around it, which was like 800 meters. And I just took my luggage and threw it over and jumped over the fence and got in line and checked into the hotel before all the people who were doing it. It was like a missed flight and there were like 200 people. And I would have never have done that before CrossFit. It just changed the landscape of the universe. I can't imagine the landscape of the universe. You can't get in and out of that chair yourself. And now, and as I was watching this, I was like, holy shit, I bet you 99% of the people I see in wheelchairs can't do that because they're obese.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest like fears, and why people don't go out and do things is like, oh, what happens if I fall? I can't get up.
Yeah, like if you were crossing, and I've seen videos on Twitter and shit where a guy in a wheelchair is crossing the street and he's in the middle of the street and he falls out of his wheelchair and the cars are just going around him and he can't get back in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. Um, but yeah, it's just like anybody else. Like that's a big fear for people as they're aging, is like falling, and that's why people stop like leaving their house and doing stuff. So at some point, everybody's going to be faced with some sort of disability or mobility challenge, and if you're lucky enough, it's just old age, and you can delay that as long as possible, which is great. But at some point, everybody's gonna have to face that. So it's like I already have the toolbox to be able to adapt and figure things out. And so um yeah, it's been a little bit of struggle with like seeing your parents age age a little bit now and not move around as good as they used to.
Yeah.
And it's like they can do less than me. I'm the one in the wheelchair, but I can do way more than they can now. They
Yeah.
can still walk, but just because you can walk doesn't mean you're fit or can have
Have
a
you
high
have
quality
you
of life.
have you got them into CrossFit?
I would like to, but no, not yet.
It's never too late. My mom started at 69. I don't think she got her first pull up in life until she never thought she'd have a pull up until she was like 75. It was kind of crazy. I remember my mom's first, and my mom's not athletic or special at all, or never played sports. And I remember she even did a CrossFit competition, and I remember she got a pistol there in the heat of the competition. Fucking
No way.
75-year-old lady. I told her, I said, "Hey, just squat down with one leg, and then when your butt hits the ground, just turn around and stand up." You know what I mean? Like to
Yeah.
as a scale. And one time she did it and she stood back up. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
75. Crazy.
And now she's 80 something, and it's like, yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it. She'll be like, "Today I deadlifted 65 pounds for 5." I'm like, "Dang."
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to tell my parents. Like, you're not getting any younger, so like now's the time to start. Doesn't matter what's
No,
happening.
you can start at any age. You can start at like 80. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So
How old are
hopefully
how
we
old
can
are your
get
parents?
my parents are 60 and 61.
Yeah, my mom started at 69. And you know what? My mom's not a real emotional person at all. And the last 3 times I've seen her cry, probably in the last 10 years, is all times when she's been like, "Thank you so much for introducing CrossFit to me." She'll
Yeah.
get a little tear in her eye. Yeah. Tell your parents they gotta get in there. Do they live close to you?
No, they live in Wisconsin. So like pretty much both my wife's family and my whole family is in Wisconsin.
How much was the medical bill? Did you ever get something in the mail? You owe us $3 million.
Mm, I'm trying to remember. Luckily, like I had a full-time job. I was 25. I had a business degree, had a sales job uh, that I was on salary for, and so I had good insurance. So out of pocket, I was just at like my out of pocket max, like for the year.
Like,
But
pay the 1,500 bucks or whatever?
the total bill was well into six figures. I don't know if I don't think it was a million, but
Something crazy.
yeah.
Seema, who has 44 Ds, God bless you. That's a bra size in case you're not familiar with that. I used to be scared to push myself up out of the bath when I was 70 pounds heavier. Now it's no problem. This was 2 years ago. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. This is awesome too. Congratulations to everyone in your life who benefits. Why? By the way, if you want to get a Brandon Mantz shirt, you're not only will have the coolest shirt in the CrossFit space, but you will be supporting Brandon's journey to the games. There it is. Wow, Caleb, fast. The website, go to rapparel.com.
PR.
PR.
PRapparelshop.com.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, they're newer in kind of like the CrossFit space, but they have like sports bras and workout sets and more like workout type stuff. They're based here in Denver. Good dude. They've been supporting like local CrossFit competitions and been popping up with shops there. I think they're not gonna be at the games this year. They're gonna be at the Summit Games, which I think is a similar time out in Utah. But yeah, designed it with Keaton from PR Apparel, and he's donating 100% of the proceeds to help cover my games costs.
Oh, that's awesome. Keaton, that's the guy's name?
Yeah, Keaton Coates.
Shout out Keaton. Hey, why did you when did you get the idea that you wanted to have a kid? And when did you think that was possible? Being with just having to go on the steep learning curve of losing your legs.
Yeah, it was always it's kind of been an up and down journey. I was always kind of a guy that saw myself as a wanting to have a family. I've always liked kids, and saw that as part of my future. And then after getting paralyzed, it was kind of up and down. Whether going through different stretches, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if I can raise a human. And then, um, honestly, just some friends having kids,
Yeah,
uh,
that'll do
and
it.
just being more exposed to it. It was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And so yeah, my wife is 2 years younger than me. So timeline wise, that always helps with having a little bit extra time. And we were just like, yeah, I think now's the time to start trying. And we got super lucky. We were able to do it at home because that's not always a guarantee for spinal cord injury. A lot of people have to kind of go the IVF route. Um, so yeah,
You didn't
that
have
was
to do that.
no, no. Yeah, so we were able to.
So, if you can't feel anything, how do you not go the IVF route?
Yeah. So basically, there's a thing. It's like a high power vibrator for people with spinal cord injuries called like a Furticare device. So I
Verticare.
used that, and then was able to produce a sample, we'll call it, and then kind of turkey baster method. Grab the sample, self turkey based into said woman, and it worked.
And how many tries?
Like 3 months. Like,
Wow.
so yeah, we were gearing up for like the long haul of like this. Don't
Yeah,
know
no
if this is
pressure.
gonna.
Let's just
We'll start trying it.
yeah.
One, because it's very low cost. That's the cheapest option.
Yeah, it sounds low cost.
Yeah. Like the device is pretty expensive when you're talking about like vibrator devices. It's like $700 or $800.
Uh-huh.
So like
Not bad
that's
though.
big.
Not I
But
mean,
when you're
not
talking about
yeah,
IVF, which is
yeah.
like 20, $30,000, there's yeah, high cost. So we're glad we are able to start there, and we're gearing up for the long haul. It's like, okay, like how long do we try this? Like 6 months. If it's not working, then we go to step two, which was like go
Is that
into it.
also the device that you inseminate the woman with? Or that's just the extractor? That just
That's
gets
just
it
the
to the
extractor.
that just gets
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
okay.
And then there's just like I think it was called like company called like Frida basically, but it's just like a cup. So you could literally use anything, and you can. That's why I say turkey basters. Like you could literally take a turkey baster, suck up the semen, and
And put
like
it in.
put it in there. Yeah,
And you
that's
just
really.
time that and you just try to time that with her ovulation.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we were just like in the window, tracking it. And yeah, lucky that it stuck.
Dude, congratulations. This is an awesome story. I love this. Did you know your wife before your accident?
We were dating about a year. So she's a nurse by trade, so she like was very familiar with all things medical, so that didn't really scare her away. And we were very active. We were hiking, biking, doing all sorts of things, skiing in the mountains. And I tried to give her like the out, where like we had only been dating a year.
Yeah.
Early
Yeah.
on, one of like she's there in the hospital with me while I'm like broken, have chest tubes in. I'm like got all these braces on, paralyzed, and I tried telling her like leave me, like you want somebody that's going to be able to be active, and she basically like cut it off right there and was like you don't get to tell me how I feel. And like since then it was like all right, I understand. Like you're in charge of your own feelings, and so yeah, I'm very blessed. She doesn't see me any differently than before.
That's wild because that's something that if it lingered could destroy the relationship because no one wants to regardless of whatever you're going through. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff you keep down. No one wants to be with someone Like, I don't wanna have like, of course, I love my wife and I love my kids, but I don't wanna be 24/7 processing someone's insecurities. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so, like, at some point, I gotta give you, like, the clear message that I'm good with it, now it's on you, and it sounds like she did that to you. Like, "Yo, motherfucker, like, you deal with that shit. I'm in."
Yeah, and I mean, a couple years in, she, like, pushed me to, like, go back to talking to a therapist, because I wasn't necessarily, I think, processing things, in the right way, and not really, like, fully accepting myself as a disabled person,
Mm,
and so that was kinda coming up in my communication and just, like, just how I carried myself, and so she's been really good about, like, in tune with, like, the emotional side, because a lot of times I do just try to, like, push it down and move on, and we're doing the next thing and not processing, some of that, and, yeah, like I said before, with, like, relationship stuff, we found out a lot of it isn't, like, there is still times where that comparison comes in, or like we see a couple go on a trip and be like to Greece, and there's all these like stairs, and it's like this beautiful scenery, and it's like, oh, we would like to do that, but man, that would be like just a really difficult thing for us to do. Or different stuff. That's more difficult, like the whole moving journey. Like I'd love to be the guy, and I do try to pull my own weight with boxes and moving and whatever else. But it's still kind of, there's some limitations there. So she's also very stubborn. So then she like wants to do it all herself. But I'm like,
mm,
hold on, like we don't have to do this the hard way. We have a
mm,
great community. We can get some other hands in here. Let's not just like try to, don't get over frustrated. So
mm.
like now we project manage in like different ways. So if I'm not doing the physical labor, okay, let me be in charge of finding somebody that can come help us out.
What's your wife's name?
Mickey.
Mickey. Um, when you said that, you went to therapy because you weren't accepting your disability, can you tell me what that looks like? And what the ch it's mindset it's self-talk, or
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of that is like I was comparing myself to before. So like even as we started talking at the beginning of this of um really having a second chance at life, and um focusing on all the things I can do. I was going through kind of a period where it's like, man, I really miss the things that I did before, and um, just kind of like pushing things to the side. I was maybe drinking a little bit more than I should, and just not not being my best self. And like she saw that, like she knew it even before I did, before I could notice it in myself. And I think going to therapy just helped me get some language around it, because I had never done therapy
mm,
before in my life. So just kind of like putting some language to like naming some of like the things that I was feeling, because I didn't know whether I was grieving or angry or kind of in a comparison mode. I didn't even know how to like identify my emotions.
mm,
So
mm.
I think it just helped a lot with that.
It's interesting as I'm raising kids, I see them. I have to remind myself that they're feeling emotions are developing inside of them that they've never had before, and they just take over, and they're not even identifying them, like, constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like similar. It's like back to being a child again. I'm like navigating the world in a totally new lens, in a totally new way, and not having like the ever done therapy or the brain capacity. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm a fully developed adult, but I'm also a 20 something dude. I don't think our brains are fully developed yet anyways.
You were doing this podcast, Brandon, with this, guy, and I just listened to it, I couldn't see it. But you were talking about, yeah, people would just come up to you and be like, "Hey, what happened?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me about the worst day of my life." And I stopped for a second and I thought, I don't e the crazy part is that to word it like that, because I don't even know the worst day of my life. Like, I thought, "What's the worst day of my life?" And so, like, it's not only that they're saying that, but you have a flagpole in your timeline. Like I don't
Yeah,
have like I was born and then I just been like cruising.
riding the roller coaster.
Yeah, like what was bad, like the day like I was too short to ride the bumper cars and I cried for an hour, when I was 8. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, uh yeah, that's a pretty wild, just going big picture on it. It's like you have to navigate something. You've had an experience that so few people will ever have to navigate. Like just a you know what I mean? Like some people in the ones that other people have to navigate, it's like your mom died or your dad died. Yeah, but everyone has to do that. Not everyone has to like go to the summit like you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it challenges you. And I've found that within like the disabled community too, of like who who's able to come out on the other side. And those are the people that um honestly I'm drawn to and I'll be friends with. And that's a lot of the people you pretty much have to be if you're doing like adaptive CrossFit, if you're a games athlete, because you've been through the shit and now you're busting your ass and you're doing your best to better yourself. But yeah, that's the problem with like the disabled community as a whole is most people don't
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
come out on the other side. But yeah, there's like a stark like before and after. I realized this year that in my adult life, so since I like turned 18, I've now spent more time in a wheelchair than not in my adult life. And so that was kind of like a big mind fuck
Yeah.
of it seems like yesterday, but also I've lived a lot of life since then. 7.5 years now.
Hey, can you tell me, this is a little bit of a leading question. Can you tell me the characteristics that go away and the characteristics that arrive that are noticeable to your cohort that has come out the other side? Is it victim stuff or feeling sorry for yourself stuff? What are these characteristics that are like noticeable?
Oh yeah. Like um you can't have a victim mentality. It it doesn't get you very far. Um
It sounds like a black hole. Like if you start sliding down it that's made of ice that like, oh shit.
yeah, cuz I mean I sometimes start playing the wheels of like, why did this have to happen to me? Like I it's kind of feels like a punishment that doesn't fit the crime. Like I went
Mm-mm.
skiing one day with
Mm.
my friends and now I'm
This
sentenced
isn't
to a
fair.
yeah, I sentenced to a lifetime in a wheelchair. Trust me, it's
I even
dangerous.
let the girl in front of me get on the ski lift before me. I bought a kid his ice cream when he didn't have enough money at the register in the fucking lodge. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was cruising.
Yeah. So if you don't take ownership of uh even if it's something and I I'll take ownership like, yeah, I fucked up. I don't remember, but I obviously was skiing past my means.
Mm,
And there's other stuff too. I think it's hard when people are born with a disability or they are like hit by a drunk driver or
mm,
my Mike Egan, who's blown up by an IED
mm.
in overseas, and when it's not your fault at all, like completely something happens to you. But there's so much stuff in this life where life happens to you and it's out of your control. But going forward, like climbing out of that is 100% in your control. Like what you want your life to be, you can make it.
Yeah, is that the big thing, the big characteristic for people who made it to the other side, and is that why you sort of gravitate towards CrossFit? Is it the victim thing? Like you don't want to get stuck with people eating applesauce and watching TV, talking about the good old days and about how someone was rude to them because they were in a wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or people that like, I don't know. It feels like people complain a lot, and I'm just not a big complainer. I'm always more of like a solution oriented person. So a lot of people in the disabled community want to Granted, there's a lot of things that could be better. We have
Right.
the ADA, but it's kind of outdated. There's a lot of buildings that like are grandfathered in for no apparent reason. They were built like 50 years ago. And, I go to Europe and they found a way to make the Austrian Parliament building accessible when it's 500 years old and
Mm.
it's still kept the architecture. So, like, you can't tell me that it's a historical building, so you can't find a way to make it accessible. So yeah, there's definitely ways that we can improve, but be part of the solution.
Right. And you are in the super minority, obviously, and also if people aren't contributing from your cohort, everyone has to bring their own value, right? So people like you mentioned Egan, who's a crazy inspiration, and you guys are bringing value and inspiration, and so more people have to do that to drag up the. I'm just talking about the reality of it, not the compassion or the empathy component, but just like, yo, dude, like we're on a planet with time and energy expenditures, and if we're not contributing and being inspirations and adding value, then people aren't going to want to do shit for us either, right?
Yeah, you have to want to help yourself. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, and
Like someone
um,
like you is going to have to want to go to be able-bodied enough and want to go to a building that isn't accessible before they even make it accessible. So you have to get there first and then be like, "Yo," and then they're like, "Well, there's only one of you." And then you have to inspire 10 other guys who want to get to that spot. You know what I mean? Like it has to like that's how the whole world
yeah,
works for everyone, right?
yeah, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg scenario.
Yeah.
I've had like business owners tell me that before. It's like, yeah, we don't. Oh, sorry, like we don't really have many people in wheelchairs come here. On one hand, it's like, yeah, I get it. We need to show up, but
Yeah.
also like, yeah, no shit. You don't have people in wheelchairs coming here because it's not accessible. So it's
Mm,
like
mm, mm.
if you build it, they will come type of idea. So if you're creating experience, but it's got to be that pull from both sides and like from the
Yeah.
disabled community, like you have to like better yourself. Like one of the quotes I've always liked, and this was one of my high school basketball coaches always said, you have to be an active participant in your own rescue.
Mm, mm.
So like if you're thrown off the side of the boat and you're not treading water, like nobody can come save you. Like you have to tread water in order to get to the be able to accept the help and accept the rescue.
Yeah. Yeah. In 2015, you made a post of a sign. Sorry, Caleb, I didn't put a link to this. You're gonna have to go back in his Instagram. You made a post in your Instagram that I thought was really interesting for a young man to make. So if you're 33 now, that would have been 11 years ago. You were 22 when you made this post. And when I was 22, I would have made a post of like, if they would have had Instagram of like a bong and a big pile of weed on my table. And instead, you made this post about love and let me see. Love generously, be happy, help each other, be grateful. I didn't even know what being grateful meant until 10 years ago. I didn't even explore that concept. Count your blessings. How is a 22-year-old guy already who put these things on your radar?
Man, I think if I remember this right, I had just graduated college. I moved in with one of my older cousins who had a house in the Chicago suburbs. And I had gotten like my first job out of college there. And so I think if I remember right, this was up in his like guest bathroom that I was using. And so just like spending some time with him like post college, he's maybe 10 years older than me. So I was with him and his wife and his daughter for a couple of months before I like found my own place because I started a job like right after I graduated. So I was kind of in that transition period. He's like, "Oh yeah, come stay with me." Um, and if I remember right, this is from there. And I have not gone back to this. Like these are a lot of the words I live by now in like totally different meaning and context. Like this was 2015. That would have been yeah, 3, 4 years before I got paralyzed. So yeah, yeah, I guess I had like a great foundation of just family and friends kind of going into uh, that accident and injury to to be able to come out on the other side with a lot of these things still being true.
Do you scroll back in your Instagram very often and look at yourself in those photos and see yourself?
Once in a while, and yeah, like the photo album too. Like I played college baseball. I grew out my hair. So
You
I
look
had some.
great with long hair. You look great with long hair.
Thank you, thank you. I was growing it out last year again, and then I got sick of it, so I chopped
It's
it off
tough.
before we
It's
went to
tough as you
Italy.
get older. You're just like, "Oh, this is work."
Yeah, you were rocking some flow for
I
a
was.
while.
My kid, we got lice in my family. That's the only reason why I cut it.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Um,
so I scroll back once in a while. Oh, there it is. That's my cousin Sarah. Um,
but
yeah.
what this love generously and be grateful, who instilled that in you? Where do you think you got that?
Yeah, a lot from my folks, my parents. Um, I like before the harsh side of it is I want them to get into CrossFit and take care of themselves a little bit more. But I learned so much from them on just how to be a good human. They're like the nicest people ever in the whole entire world.
Mm,
I know they drop anything to be there for me, which they did when I got injured out here in Colorado. They were there the next day, first flight from Milwaukee to Denver the next morning and then they stayed with me kind of through the rehab process. So they dropped everything to be here for 3 months.
wow.
Uh, and so, yeah, I think just the family aspect of it was where I got those roots.
They must be so grateful for Mickey, knowing that their son's with a woman like that.
Oh yeah, they love her. Like she brings the high energy. She's a super hostess. Um, she's also athletic. I haven't quite gotten her into like doing CrossFit, but I'm getting her closer and closer. She now goes to a gym that has like functional fitness and barbell stuff. So I'm like, you're basically doing CrossFit. So yeah. So like she's awesome in all the ways.
Does she like the fact that you're doing it, that you're so entrenched in it?
Yeah, she sees like how it helps me from the physical, the mental side of things. And also another reason why I love CrossFit is like I can go do it for an hour a day. And just the consistency over time is applicable to life.
Mm.
And that's what I'm doing now, honestly. I'm not really like games training this year. Like I'm training to be a dad and like step into that journey, and I just was still lucky enough to be able to qualify for the games. So um I have a full-time job. I can go for an hour a day, have the community aspect, get all the mental and physical benefits, and like still have to take care of all the responsibilities. Like I'm not a professional athlete by any means, like some games athletes.
Like Egan.
Oh, that dude is insane. But he's also an awesome dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got two. Um, that dude is one of the nicest guys I've ever met,
Yeah.
and just absolutely genuine. He he actually he would probably tell you like he hates the attention. Like he would do the world record or like the ultra, the BPN ultra if there was he would probably rather do it with no cameras
Mm.
around. That's just the type of dude he is. He's genuinely doing it because he's fighting his own demons, and he's like, I've I've been to war, and I'm continuing to go to war with myself.
It's crazy. I want to use the word inspirational, but I want to use a better word. What's the word I'm looking for? It's important for people to do this on film because like I'm assuming the fact that like just for example he had kids And so that makes you realize you can have kids, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just like that for everyone. I remember when my wife and I weren't going to have kids, and then I saw some people having kids around me who I thought were ding dongs, and I'm like, oh shit, if they can do it, I can do
Yeah.
it. And so
Absolutely.
you see they set the bar for what's possible. Our peers.
Yeah, that's what I said about Justin Pines visiting me in the rehab hospital. He's like, "Oh, I backpack around Europe in my wheelchair by myself, and like have a hand cycle mountain bike where I ride all the time in the mountains." And I'm like, "Really? You can do that?" And same thing, people having kids, and even just like able-bodied now. It's like I feel like I can do so much more than so many people. Um, and it's not even like a comparison thing. It's also just,
Fact.
can I do it?
Yeah.
I can only stack up against like myself, and now it's like, okay, I have the confidence, I have the community, I have the toolbox that I feel ready for this. And parenting is so much more than just, you could probably attest to this, physically being there.
Yes.
That's maybe 10% of it, 20%, but like parenting is far more the emotional than anything like physical.
Yeah, there's probably a better word too for this, but there's a patience that's with presence that's like the most important thing. Like just not to
Mhm.
like I realize just like holy shit, I need to be really patient and not react to every fucking little thing that's happening. I need to just chill. There's so much of just letting stuff unfold by itself.
Yeah. From
That's
2020 to
that
2020.
really is 90%. That's is like 90% of it. Hey, just fucking swallow that. Just chill. Chill. Don't react. Let this let this work out.
Yeah. I volunteered with a youth group through the church that I go to from 20 for 5 years, 2020 to 2025, with the middle school kids. So that taught me a lot of patience
Mm,
as well, just hanging out with middle school boys.
mm.
Even just handling some of like the questions that they ask me as a wheelchair user and stuff like that. It's always like an interesting perspective that they have. Um, and then it's just like, okay, let's go play dodgeball. I'll still fire one at your face. And
Right.
I would always make the
And you
rule.
can still fire one at my face.
Yeah, yeah, I made the rule that they have to hit me above, like, the knee, or, like, basically, like, above the waist.
Right.
So, like, they can't just throw it off the side of my wheelchair and count that as, like, me getting out. So they basically had to throw it right in my catch radius.
That's
So then they
awesome.
would complain how it was so unfair that I was, like, kicking ass at dodgeball, and the other leaders and stuff were like, "Really, you're gonna complain that it's unfair that he is in a wheelchair and still like getting you out?"
Yeah, that's good. What a great moment. How long has the church been a part of your life your whole life, Brandon?
Yeah, yeah. I went to Christian schools kind of all throughout.
Was there an age that it started to make sense to you? Like, did it not make sense for a long time?
Yeah, I would say I never really had like a personal connection. It was more of the tradition, and really kind of took it for granted. And so like it didn't start making sense really till post college, kind of like right before my injury. And those years I was searching a little bit, then found a church here in Denver that felt like it made a little bit more sense than just kind of like rituals. Um, and that's kind of when I started more of like a personal connection with my faith.
Yeah, and like you said, you started searching. Do you remember wh what that was like? Was it, like, out of fear, or were you like, "Hey, what's the meaning of life?" Or, "Where do you go when you die?" Like, "Where was I before I was born?" Were they philosophical questions, or
Yeah, a little bit like that, and, like, kind of even having a lot of questions for God after I got injured of, like, "Why did this happen to me? What is the meaning of life?" And kinda beforehand, I was grown up taught that, like, you gotta believe this thing because when you die, you don't wanna burn forever.
Yeah.
And so it was more kind of fear based. Um, and now I'm more in the camp of how we treat each other here with love, like here on earth. Like that's the biggest point. It'll get sorted when we die. It'll get sorted out. But how we treat people here is kind of the big one.
When you would have these questions, did your faith get built around getting answers? So maybe like at night you'd be laying in bed being like, "Why God? Why did you do this? Why is this happening?" And then later on in the day, you would see a moment where things connected, where like
Mm.
the universe was trying to speak to you or God was trying to speak to you to give you those answers?
I feel like I didn't get a lot of answers.
Mm,
Um, I feel like I almost just got more questions. And like looking back on it in that searching period, I would say like post injury, it was around like 4 or 5 years that then all of a sudden I could look back and see, oh, I've been given the answers. Like the volunteering with the youth group and making an impact on all these boys,
mm,
that's the answer. Starting to help people out, that now I'm the mentor. I'm not getting mentored. I'm the mentor for other people that are in wheelchairs, and inspiring folks to be out there and be active. Like I would have never been a CrossFit Games athlete if I was able-bodied and standing. That was never in my
mm,
like pathway. And then being able to podium at the Adaptive CrossFit Games, like that's now only stuff that happened not despite my injury or what happened to me, but only because of, only as a
mm.
result of this thing. And so I started realizing some of those, but yeah, they didn't come right away. I mean, it's like 5 years of searching and kind of going back to some of those answers, and then now I can kind of look back and see, oh, there are some whys here, and only things that I've been able to do and interactions I've had, and that are only a direct result of being in the situation that I am now.
So, did you ever have a moment where you felt like a direct calling or like a moment, an aha moment, like, "Oh shit, I'm in the presence of God now."
Mm.
You know how you
I
hear these stories from people and it's like, "Holy shit, I need one of those."
Yeah, I don't know if there was ever a divine moment that came and interacted with me, but I think a lot of collection of kind of really cool pieces that culminate into, yeah, I think there's something more here. It can't be just us humans struggling through life.
Do you read the Bible daily?
Not daily. It kind of comes and goes in waves. Um, we had a small group that met weekly for a good chunk of years. Everybody now is having kids, so it's a little bit harder to get together. My wife and I, we try to go on most Sundays. Um,
Oh, so you do
and
go really so you do go to church, I mean, to and that's
yeah,
interacting with the Bible every
yeah,
day.
yeah, we go to a non-denominational church.
In around that, do you see, faith in action in your life? Like what some people
Uh,
call coincidence or, do you see it in your life? Like things that, like, you might be worrying about, and then you tell yourself, "Don't worry," and then later on in the day, the puzzle comes together, and you're like, "Yep, I'm glad I didn't worry about that because that worked out."
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think like I kind of lean on that a lot.
Mm, yeah, me
um,
too. I lean on that a lot too. I'm just like, "All right, this is like," I feel like a lot.
yeah, 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 that overwhelming feeling, especially with like trying to get the nursery together, different things around in the house, all things with baby. I gotta train. I gotta uh, do my day job, like all of these things coming together. Then all of a sudden the AC goes out on my car. Actually, this was a weird one.
Let's hear it.
Uh, that's like kind of a God moment. It was like all of this um, stuff is happening, and then also my AC on my car goes out. It's out for like 5 days, and then I'm driving home from getting my tattoo on Tuesday, and all of a sudden it kicks back on. After I'm just like thinking like, okay, and like while I was in the tattoo chair, I was thinking about like, yeah, everything's good, everything is like right. I don't need to over stress about things, and then as I'm like, and I started researching like, okay, what does this mean? Is there a way I can manually like disconnect the battery to get the AC to come back on? Because sometimes it goes into safety mode with like some of these trucks. So I was researching that while I was sitting in the tattoo chair, and then it just randomly started working again while I was driving home. So I was
And
like, yeah,
and
that
it's been working since?
what?
And it's been working since?
Yeah, yeah. So that was Tuesday. So yeah, I haven't
Hey,
drove
that's
this
awesome.
morning, but
Because an AC is one of those things they'll charge you like $2,300 for.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
totally.
mean?
I'm like, this is the
It's
last thing I need
crazy,
right
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, I had this moment in my life where I had this crazy calling, just crazy solo calling. And I knew at that point in my life I had to get away and be by myself for a few weeks. So I made this I was like, okay, I'm just gonna and I had a Toyota pickup truck. So I was like, I'm gonna take the stereo out of my truck before I go so like I'm not listening to anything and I just want to be alone by myself and I'm just gonna drive off into the mountains from California into like Utah and just be alone for 2 weeks. And it was the day before I was gonna leave and I hadn't taken my stereo out yet.
Mm.
And, I get, in the middle of the night, I get a call from one of my friends, "Hey, dude, I just rolled up on your truck and there's people breaking into your truck." I was gonna leave the next morning. So I rush out to the house and I go over there and, my friend had rolled up on these people who stole my stereo, but he rolled up on them before they could actually take it. So my stereo was just out of my car and just sitting, like, on the ground next to my fucking truck. Like, all perfect and shit, you know what I mean? Like, and this is
Like I
when
meant to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Wow," and I left in the morning with no stereo in my truck. I mean, but I got to keep the stereo too, they didn't even steal it. Just removed.
It's the best. That's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
"Wow." So you got AC, I got my stereo removed.
yeah. I mean that's what make that stuff like that is like it can't be just a coincidence.
Yeah. Thank you, and there's the thing, like, you don't know how the universe works, and, these thieves were doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
W what is, it's kind of are you scared since you're saying you're not, like, really training for the games, meaning, like, you're not doing two-a-days and shit, right?
Mhm.
Are you a little nervous to go out there and, like, you're gonna make a jackass of yourself? Like, or are you like, "No, I got enough base that I'm gonna bring it."
I think I can still hang. Last okay, so this is my 5th year competing. First 2 years, I was just like happy to be there. I was still building. Last 2 years, I was honestly trying to win.
Yeah.
And put a lot of pressure on myself.
Like, your
And
feelings are hurt when you get 3rd.
yeah, yeah. Last year we had 9 scored events. 5 were on day 1.
Oh, wow.
And I blew up on there was a rope first workout was a rope climb workout and it's like strict legless, no core. I blew up on that and that kind of like trashed the rest of my day. I
And
couldn't
you're big. You got, like, a lot of ass and leg and shit you're dragging around. You're 6'2", right?
Yeah, I got a lot of dead weight just to be pulling up the rope and stuff. But so they're not easy. And so I blew up and then I couldn't recover like the rest of the day. And so then I was down in like 6th place or something like that after day 1, which was over half the competition, 5 scored events out of 9. But then day 2 and 3 I kind of fought my way back and had last event past I think I finished 2nd in the final event and the guy that was in 3rd I needed to beat him by 2 spots and he got 4th. So I had just enough points
What
to
was the final event?
The final event was uh it was kind of I think it was a 21-15-9 of ring dips, wall balls, and multi ropes. But the multi rope uh, volume was a different cadence than 21-15-9.
So, but
But
it was a bit of a sprint and a burner. Like it was just like a hold
yeah,
on out.
yeah, and I knew it would be one of my strengths. It was one of the ones I was looking forward to. I feel like I do well if it's any monostructural, like single movement weightlifting complex. I do not do well. I'm not the strongest guy. I have less function than a lot of the guys, so that just inherently makes it more challenging. But I'm really good at like the transitional workouts. If there's multiple movements, moving your body in space, like cycling a barbell at a moderate weight,
Mm.
I can hang in there with anybody. My
So good
max weight isn't good.
good muscle endurance and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So that's those are kind of, so that this one was more like in my wheelhouse. I was looking forward to it, and I actually got a bunch of like no reps within the workout too. My judge was like really strict.
On the wall
Um,
ball?
Wall balls, and so there was like some confusion with like the standards too. So usually on wall balls, we just go from chest to the target, and then so she was making me come down and touch my lap between each
Oh,
one. So instead of just catching it and firing it back from the chest, she was making me go down, touch my chest, kind of clean it back up, do another one. So
yeah.
just adding time to
What
the
weight ball do you guys use?
we do a 14 pounder, typically to a 8-foot target
Wow.
is the standard. So, um,
That's
yeah,
crazy to do an 8-foot target.
yeah, it's been a hard standard. In previous points, they've done it to a 9-foot target, which is like pretty crazy. It's like a max effort chest
And
press.
I'm guessing if you're in a wheelchair, like if I'm doing wall balls, which I don't, but if shit gets weird, I can start jumping. You know what I mean? If I'm having trouble
Yeah,
getting the ball to the target, your wall balls in a wheelchair must be more like ring dips. When they go away, they go away. Like if you miss the target and you hit 7 feet, you're like, oh shit! Like you have nowhere else to generate power from.
exactly. That's like most of the movements, basically. Like I'm using most of the same muscles for almost every movement. So it's like I kind of have to have a feel gauge on that. With any movement, I can't let it burn out. Otherwise, I'm screwed. And then on the ring dips too, the ring dips were set up where they were in my lane were like pretty wide, and the standard was like shoulder touching the ring at the
Mhm.
bottom, and I was like below parallel, but my hands were kind of like outside of my shoulders, and so she was like, "No, you got to touch your shoulders with both."
Oh, so you
With
had the range of motion but didn't do the touch.
Yeah, so I got a couple no reps on that, but I was still able to get second on that workout. But so yeah, I was super thrilled to be able to get third. It was like a comeback story after I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself with day one and thought it was like I burned all the bridges, burned my chances. So yeah, going into this year, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm going there to have fun, and of course, I'm a competitor. So once the lights turn on, I'm gonna give it everything I have. This is for sure the strongest field. To last year, I won the semifinals. I was first in the online adaptive semifinals. This year, I was like sixth. So like the even just the field itself is a lot deeper this year.
Are dudes in the adaptive divisions juicing? Is there like speculation and shit like there is like amongst like the masters division and obviously we see individuals get popped every once in a while.
Yeah, I have no idea. Um, there's 3 guys in the UK. They're all really good dudes. I don't think they're juicing. They bust their ass and they're working hard. But there's 3 dudes in the UK in my division that they're
Savage.
coming. They're coming this year. They're I think they were three of the top 4 in the online semifinals. So the British are coming, and those 3 dudes are coming over here to take some podium spots.
I hope they have shirts that say that.
They should. They should.
What ended up being the story? So when you say when you're doing the wall balls and you're having to touch your lap and you look over and the guy next to you's not having to do that, um, I guess you have to have the mindset of like, hey, that doesn't matter. Like you usually have to like you can have 1 second of pity party and get to work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could sit there and kind of like try to explain the standard to my judge, which it's really hard to be a judge for the adaptive games because every single heat is a different movement or standard or category. Like you have to deal with so many different like moving pieces. So I don't blame the judge at all. And so it's like, okay, you want me to touch my lap? I will do it. Like, here we go. But it's like trying to adjust on the fly where um I guess that's what I'm doing. I mean, and so just adjusting on the fly and going with it.
You know, it's interesting. When I went to Legends this year, and it's interesting. I always thought that the Masters were the most difficult athletes to deal with, like the biggest whiners and bitchers. And then once I was around them, I realized that 99% of them, maybe even more, are so fucking cool and appreciative. But there's this 1% that's kind of like hauling the whole load of complaining. Like they're viewing this really differently than the other 99%. The other 99% are in this grateful category, like just all crazy grateful. And then the individuals have their own problems. Most of them have like deep rooted pathologies, you know what I mean? And entitlement that's like you can't even fucking fathom. And then the other day I heard someone was telling me, dude, you should go to a kids comp. It's the fucking worst. I'm like, the kids suck. They're like, no, the parents are horrible. They said not only are the parents horrible, but every parent there thinks their kid's the greatest. So when their kid doesn't do well, they take it personally. I was like, oh damn. Um, and I'm guessing that the adaptive kind of has that too. I'm guessing it's more like the Masters. 99% are really, really just appreciative, and but there's a 1% that's taking this like fucking like their whole life's on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very similar to that. And um yeah, kind of like even going back to being part of the solution. It's like some folks that have had big platforms in the adaptive space have like quit or like voiced like disapproval for Wheelwad or the adaptive games because of some small like minor thing, which they didn't bring any solutions to. They're just basically like, oh, I don't like this, so I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, if you want to make it better, like you have to be part of it.
Yeah, and we talked about this on the show too. Like, hey, you got to go to the bottom of the stairs first to complain, and then also along the lines of, yeah, yeah, they also probably aren't at the root cause. Remember, we were talking about that in the beginning too. The therapy. What's the root cause that you're really pissed?
Yeah, it's also that's the hardest thing in all of adaptive sport. I mean we talked a little bit about the Paralympics as well. To have a competition or sport where everybody's disability is slightly different,
Right.
even as much as you categorize it and can break it out, but are you finding for us specifically the fittest person, or are you finding the least disabled in each category?
Mm,
And
mm,
that is like a really hard question to answer. And I don't know if I
mm.
have a perfect solution. And like I'm on the higher side of my category, like the more disabled side of my category. And I've had conversations, tons
How
of
far down does the T go in yours?
it's basically down to hips. So there's people with like full T12s, like
Oh, that you
have
go
their full
against.
core
Okay.
in my division. So it they've had some events where they will categorize like a seated high and a seated low
Mhm.
to compensate for like the lack of core. So maybe they take 5 pounds off or they give you a 10% bonus on a lifting complex. But like for the games last year for the semifinals, like there was no like equivalent, and we we had the same a couple of the same workouts as the seated two guys, which are with hip function. So the Tom Miazgas and the Mike Egans. It's like same weight, same workout. And I'm like, that totally changes the stimulus. Like I
Mm.
have that's a completely different stimulus of a workout between like me with no core and Tom Miazga, who can stand up out of his wheelchair and jump and do kipping ring muscle ups. So it's like making a fair competition where it's about like the fitness despite people's like different disabilities, but it's the hardest thing to do. And I think what Wheelwat's done so far is like really awesome. Um,
I always trip
and
whenever I have Kevin Ogar on because I'm like, how does he do this?
yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's got
Because,
their own
because
specific like
every person is different, right?
yeah,
And if you can't brace your core, you can't build a base to transfer energy off of. So for you, it's like you're doing presses while standing on a pillow, where a guy with a core is standing on concrete.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like Kevin is like a T11, so he's on like the lower side. So a lot of times his answer is just like get stronger,
Yeah.
which is great. But I'm like I can't even sit on a bench and do like 25-pound dumbbell like double press because I'll fall backwards like without
Oh, okay.
like 'cause I don't have anything to brace off of
Right.
if I'm just sitting there. And so yeah, so it's just challenging in that regard. And I think that goes for like all adaptive sport of but inherent on the flip side of the coin, sports inherently are not fair. Like you have different salary caps, you have different
Mm.
equipment, you have different genetics, even in able-bodied. So um, again, yeah, I think you have to be part of the solution. It's like the most like the hardest thing to do in adaptive, but
You know what else is crazy, Brandon? 99.9999999 to infinity% of the people in the world don't even know that they need their core while they're sitting to reach their hand up.
yeah,
They don't even know. They think it, you know what I mean? If you were to ask anyone like, hey, what muscle group, like, I mean, you'll hear it on my shows all the time. What muscle group are you using when you go from here to here? I've never heard anyone say your core. Not once in the 20 years I've been in CrossFit.
yeah,
They're not even aware. And so then here you are with none of that, and you're acutely aware of it. Like you're on the 100% of the people in your situation know.
oh yeah, yeah. I have like I can't sit up on my own. Like every morning, I have to grab to get out of bed. I have to grab the edge of the bed, wedge my other arm behind me in order to sit up and get out of bed, physically then move myself. And then like picking something up off the ground, if I lean over, I have to counterbalance with my other arm on my chair to pull myself back up because I can't
Oh, you
just
could
go
just lean over like this and grab something.
no, I'd be down.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta pull with my off arm to like sit back up.
So anytime you do something with one arm, you kind of have to not kind of, you have to be doing something with your other arm too. There's no one arm activities because your core's not bracing yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, how do you make that fair in a competition
Yeah.
setting? Um, which is hard because you use your core for everything, right?
Yeah. Brandon Mantz is going to the CrossFit Games, San Jose, California. When do you get there?
I'm going on Wednesday the 22nd. We start July 24th. So adaptive has 3 days of competing. It's a short flight from Denver, so I feel like I don't have to go too early. And then also with wife being 36 weeks, trying to make the window as small as possible that I'm gone.
Do you stay for the games?
I think we
For the
get as
individual?
adaptives, we get a 1-day pass on Friday to go check it out. I'm gonna see if I can sneak my way in there on Sunday.
Hey, dude, send Dave an email.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Dave at CrossFit.com. Hey, I'm Brandon Mantz. I'm a games athlete. How about hook a brother up with Saturday and Sunday?
Right.
What could happen?
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll shoot it out to him.
Yeah. Has to be on the demo team while you're at it too. All right, brother. Hey, go ahead.
I was like, I don't know how helpful I'll be for demo team for that. But Kevin, for the adaptive side, he's already like, if I wasn't going to compete this year, he was like, I want you to compete, but also as soon as you're done competing or like taking a year off, like let me know because we're gonna have you be demo like all of these seated workouts.
Hey, any accusations of leaks in the adaptive games, or any of the people who say it's unfair because you train at his gym?
I don't think so, and they are.
Let's start that. That's when you know you've made it, when the accusations start flying.
I know they are very strict. Like Kevin doesn't even talk to me like in season. He can't program any of the classes because that could be like bias programming. He can't coach me, like he can't say anything at all. So and it is strict to that. So I only know as much as everybody else knows. And now I don't even train there. So I've been talking to Kevin in like a couple months.
All right. Hey dude, Brandon Mantz, thanks for coming on, brother.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I hope we run into each other in San Jose.
I'm sure we will.
All right. Keep being a bright light in this world, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks for supporting the adaptive side of things.
Yep. Always. I saw you on Instagram. I'm like, oh, I got to get this dude on. What a beast.
Love it.
All right. Cheers. Have a good day.
You too. Later.
Later. Brandon Mantz, get your ticket. Get your ticket. What happened to Hunter McIntyre? Did he win the High Rocks World? Did he win the High Rocks World Championships?
Let's find out.
His post was insane, but I don't see him, and his time is crazy. His time is crazy. But it doesn't say that it didn't say he was world champion. Kenneth DeLapp, he's beautiful. Yeah, totally. I was watching his prep and I was like, man, this is what's his Instagram? Hunter Sheriff? Yeah, what's it say at the top? What did he write? Is this his most recent post?
This is the Puma post. I don't know.
Look at him. He's all by himself.
54 minutes.
How many seconds?
8 seconds.
54:08.
Yeah.
What's the world record for High Rocks? God, it looks good. It says the official High Rocks men's pro singles record is 51:59, set by Austrian athlete Alexander Roncevic. The women's pro singles is 54:25. High Rocks World Championships 2026. What city was it in? Do we know? Some guy name, it says, when I Google it, said Men's Health says Dylan Scott wins High Rocks World Championship title. Here's how fast he went. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me see how fast this guy went. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy that he was on a team with that got mad at him, that Dylan Scott guy. Men's title, High Rocks World Championship in Stockholm are well underway. The men's Elite 15 race was delivered. A new world champion, U.S. athlete Dylan Scott, has claimed Elite 15 singles men's title with a 53:47. And Hunter was a 54:08.
Yeah.
Let me see if this article says anything. Just from the little bit that I saw, it was saying that Hunter got a penalty.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
How much of a penalty did he get? He would need what was this guy's time? This guy's time was 53:47. So it was 13 plus 8. It was 21 seconds faster than Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter World Championship 2026 High Rocks. Let me see if there's a news story on this. At the 2026 Puma High Rocks World Championships in Stockholm, Sweden, Hunter McIntyre secured second place in the men's Elite 15 field with a 53:48. What did I say the other guy's time was? 53:47?
Correct.
So he was 1 second behind? Holy shit. Yeah. It says Dylan Scott 53:47, Hunter McIntyre 53:48, according to Google. Have you ever seen a finish like this? The Elite Men's 15, Hunter McIntyre set the pace for most of the race, but Dylan Scott timed his finish to perfection to take the world title in an unforgettable finale. Congratulations to Dylan Scott. Wow. Maybe I can get him. I wonder if he's coming to, I should text him now and see if he's coming to LA. Hunter. I just texted him. I said, I'm in Newport. Are you coming home?
Are you coming home?
Final showdown, Elite 15's title race. The rematch is Hunter versus Dylan. Inside the key judging decisions and penalties. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I have to use this website with ads because I'm not paying the $1.59. Where the fuck is oh. Recently shed more light on a series of important judging decisions and penalties from the 2026 High Rocks World Championship in Sweden. This is from Box Rocks. Race officials and video review teams handled a series of incidents involving some of the sport's biggest names, including penalties, time adjustments, and disqualification prior to the event. One of the most significant decisions involved Canadian athlete Cole Learn, who was removed from the results after officials determined he departed from the ski erg station before completing the fully prescribed 1,000-meter distance. Ouch. Ouch. According to High Rocks, the rulebook allows for either a time sanction or disqualification in circumstances. The organization said the athletes competing in the Elite 15 are judged under the strictest interpretation of the rules, resulting in Learn receiving the more severe outcome. Oh, wow. Listen to this guy. This guy's pissed. This is the guy who got disqualified for leaving the ski erg early. It says, this one stings. Those close to me know the amount of time, effort, money, and sacrifice I put into being here, uprooting my entire life. See, listen, if you say things like that, you're not living in reality. Uprooting my entire life. Just so you know, philosophically speaking, your life is your life. There's no uprooting your life. You don't have kids and sacrifice anything. That's all nonsense talk, by the way. If you're living in reality, which very few people are, I understand. But your life is your life. How you present to the world every day, every moment, that's your life. That's your religion. It's how you, when you're angry, you're presenting a angry God. And when you're loving, you're presenting a loving God. Yeah, there's no uprooting. But anyway, here we go. Uprooting my entire life for one goal of being world champion. No, if you had one goal, it wouldn't be uprooting. I feel upset. I feel robbed. I feel discouraged. I feel angry. I feel it all. There's one thing about me that has led me to where I am today. I don't fucking quit. You will see me again, and this will be a small blip in my journey to becoming a world champion. Thank you for everyone for the constant ongoing support. I won't be able to get back to all the messages, but just know I'm reading them all. Yeah, no proven athlete. Tia, unfuck that dude. Hyrox also noted a similar situation had previously occurred at an APAC regional event that was handled in the same manner. Here we go. Here's the part we care about. Hunter McIntyre, subject to review on multiple stations. The governing body also clarified 2 separate rulings involving former world champion Hunter the Icon McIntyre. At the Burpee Broad Jump station, race officials flagged a technical violation relating to body position during the movement, more commonly called for overreaching. This is when the hands of the athletes are placed more than 30 centimeters in front of his feet at the start of burpees. 30 centimeters is what, like 15 inches, 10 inches, 10 inches? I wonder how they judge that.
11.8 inches. It's almost a foot.
So how do you judge that? The call was subsequently examined through VAR and was ultimately allowed to stand. So I guess. Hold on.
Like when he puts his hands down on the burpee.
Yeah.
What?
I need to. Oh. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, dude. My feet aren't even, by the time my hands touch the ground, my feet aren't even on the ground.
Your hammies are that tight?
No, that's how explosive I am. I like my hand, don't laugh. It's the truth. My burpees are crazy. My burpees video coming Instagram today. It's going to post me called "Fuck You, Caleb." By the time my hands touch the ground, when my hands are about an inch off the ground, my feet kick back.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how you, this is when the hands of the athlete are placed more than 30 centimeters in front of his feet. 11 inches? The call was subsequently examined through VAR. That must be some instant replay shit.
Yeah.
Wow. However, a separate penalty during the sandbag lunge station was later removed. Following further analysis of the footage, officials concluded that the movement had begun before the athlete made contact with the boundary line, meaning the original judgment was no longer applicable. His second penalty was rescinded.
So here's a video real quick
of Hunter's burpees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he does the same thing you're talking about. So I'm not really sure where this judge is getting this. Okay, get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, wait, go back. Can we pause it where right before he kicks his feet back? Is it possible to do that?
Let him jump. There we go.
Yeah, see how he's lifting his feet off the ground already.
Right.
How do they know?
She's saying that his hands are a foot ahead of his feet already.
But you have a 10-inch leeway.
That's what she's saying. She's saying that right there his hands are a foot ahead of his feet.
Holy fuck. We need a different angle. Can you get a different angle?
Yeah.
Let me see. Play a little bit more and then pause it. Let me just see.
Sorry,
holy fuck. That's impossible for a human to tell. That's crazy. Yeah. I wonder if there's... What are those lines on the ground? Are those to help her? Are those...
I think those are just... Maybe a meter?
Like, see how there's numbers there? It goes 24, 25, 26 on the right-hand side. I wonder how far those are apart. The judges have rulers in their hand. It's not subjective at all. Is that facetious?
I think that's facetious, yes.
Every one of his burpees looked exactly the same. The lines are irrelevant for the burpees. This dude needs to come on the show, Hunter Dave. This is crazy. This is crazy. Well, so is that...
They'll judge wall balls with like no standard.
I'm guessing for these guys they're on it. The Elite 15. Is that time that we saw his 53.48 that was 1 second behind the winner? Was that after the penalty or bore the penalty?
No, I think that was before the penalty because on his Instagram, where'd it it go.
So he wouldn't have won anyway. Unless you could argue. Yeah, he wouldn't have won anyway. Unless you could argue that the judge talking to him slowed him down 1 second. Wow. I wonder how he's handling that.
Probably not good.
What do the comments say on there? What is he getting ass pounded or is he getting love?
From what I saw, he was getting some love.
Crazy. Oh God, and it must sting because it's the guy who that guy Dylan Scott's the one who is that the raccoon dude?
Yeah.
Fraser Farm, it definitely slowed him down. He did stop to talk to the judge. Holy shit.
That was a good rep in my eyes. Is the penalty in the room with us now?
Oh,
can someone explain why leaving wall balls early is 15-second penalty and leaving the ski early is a DQ?
How would you leave the wall ball early?
You don't do all your reps. Rep was good. Hunter lead the whole time. There was no overreach at all. More evidence High Rocks judges pick on Hunter and selectively enforce rules.
I don't know if I believe that. The Burpee broad jump, never mind that High Rocks is lame as fuck. Easy. Needs a standard on where to place your hands, which from what I understand is 12 inches from your feet. It looks like Hunter was pushing that standard.
I was watching and thinking,
I'm guessing you have to push the standard.
Yeah. I was watching and thinking Hunter watched those hands. Honestly surprised they didn't call it sooner.
Oh, okay.
That penalty needs to be disputed. Those reps seem fine. High Rocks judging and the rules can be so frustrating. Looks like the judge wanted to be the star of the show. Disappointed in the inconsistency. Are these judges even trained?
I don't believe that shit.
What?
Just like the judges need more training, or just like that's just the fucking usual suspects. Like,
yeah,
I need to see this thing from the fucking side. That front shot's ridiculous.
Yeah, we need a side shot for sure.
Last year, Tim Wentz left the wall ball station early. Apparently, what is it when you leave early? Are you saying like didn't complete all the reps, or are you saying like threw the last wall ball and didn't wait for the judge to say clear, or is there some rule the wall ball has to hit the ground or something? I mean, if you left early and didn't do all your reps, then you're fucking out. You can't win.
They have a counter on the. They have a screen with a counter on it. How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't understand what leaving the wall ball target early would mean. Wow. That's crazy. I wonder if that's his fastest time ever. Oh, I believe he got a no rep on 100.
It's classic.
It was also chaotic. I don't know exactly, but the counter showed 99 reps on the screen. And he started running away. Man. Hey, so how many stations are there? 6 stations?
I thought there were more.
Just imagine, so if there's like 6 stations, and that means you need, I'm guessing it's 6 different judges. You have 6 different, 8. So you have 8 judges times 15. So they need 120 judges to judge a 15-man heat. Holy shit. Wow. What if you go to Dylan Scott's Instagram? What's he saying? I wonder if he's getting ass pounded over there, or if people are like, if anyone are like, no, Hunter really won. I think his Instagram is like raccoon something. Oh yeah, let's hear what he has to say.
And I have a particular heart rate that I like to stick to early on and not exceed for the first like 15 minutes of the race or so, because I know how taxing the sleds can be and how much they can blow you up. And I did that, but honestly, it didn't really matter because the sled still just ate my lunch. I got destroyed by the sled push. But I never quite just gave up on the idea that like if I just keep racing hard, people are going to come back. I'm not going to finish in last. I knew that much. I wasn't surprised by my fitness, and I thought that I had fitness to win, but I was surprised on how it all kind of played out. I've been given penalties in races before. It's frustrating. I really hate that penalties are what are being talked about after this race, but unfortunately there were some that were given and things that happened to other competitors with Hunter getting a penalty, Louis got a penalty. The reason Louis is not world champion right now might be because he got a penalty, honestly, because we finished wall balls, click, click, and it would have been a sprint to the line if he could have moved, but he couldn't. I'm not the one making the calls. I'm just the one playing the game, and it happens how it happens. I've got a...
Yeah, that's not his fault. That he handled that pretty well. Is that after the World Championships?
Yeah.
Yeah, he handled that pretty well. I mean, what the fuck's he supposed to do? God, and he said he didn't even feel like he had a good sled push. I think that's a big dude. I think this Dylan Scott guy might be a giant.
Like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, like at least.
Yeah.
So the wall ball is the last event, and a dude came off with 99.
So
Let me look at those times. Let me look at the times on the board. 54:12 and 54:08 and 53:50 and 53:48.
So they didn't even add a penalty here. Like they have a list of, like they have a cell for penalties, and they don't even have one under Hunter or Louis. Must have been after the fact.
Jeez, if you're a High Rocks fan, that must have been insane to watch. It's an hour-long race, and there's 4 dudes within 20 seconds of each other.
Yeah, that's nuts.
6'2", 165. What's up? You ready? All right. What's today? Thursday?
Friday.
Oh,
Juneteenth.
Friday. Kill Taylor tomorrow. Do I have any more shows tonight? Maybe I'll do one more show tonight. Saturday, Kill Taylor. Oh, and Sunday we have Brock Yost on. I think he throws the pit throwdown. All right. Oh, I gotta get a bunch of people on. Gotten lazy. Do it with Ellie Turner. I sent Ellie a text congratulating her. Should have her on. They have to stand there and wait 15 seconds after they finish the wall balls. That's how they do penalties. Oh, that must be an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, it's got.
So they made Hunter, after she gave him the penalty, he has to stand there for 15 seconds at the burpee broad jumps. Holy shit. Wow. That must be fucking a very uncomfortable situation. Wow. Jeremy says, Hokit doubled down on his Michelle Obama comment. I think I'm becoming a fan. I thought he apologized. Oh, no, at the end. Oh. But you're saying at the end they make him stand there. They don't do that for every station, Hunter? Just the wall ball station?
That's what it sounds like he's saying.
No, after wall balls are complete before you can run to the finish line. But what if you get your penalty and it's not on wall balls? All penalties you stand and wait. So when you get to the finish line, there's someone there being like, okay, you got 45 seconds of penalties. Hang tight. Wow, that's fucking all penalties. Wow.
Yeah, that sucks.
Shit, that's intense. That's intense. There must be some crazy bickering matches at the finish line of High Rocks. Wow. Okay, so we're not even sure. Can you pull up that picture of the leaderboard again? So we're not even sure because somewhere I saw that he was only 1 second behind. Oh, so that is with the penalty. I see. So Hunter got a 54.08, having to wait after the wall balls to cross the finish line. So he waited 15 seconds because of the burpee thing, and then he probably had another however many seconds because he got another penalty on the lunge. Wow. Oh man. You don't want to mess with politicians. They can low key screw your life. Yeah, Josh Hokett will be getting the IRS will definitely be visiting him for that. There'll be some sort of fucking punishment for that for sure.
That was pretty wild.
Wow, I can't wait to get Hunter on to hear about this. Look how fucking lean Dylan Scott is.
Yeah, it's wild.
Man, oh man. Ellie's our new Laura. Let's call her. Nah. I'll send her a text. I'll invite her on. I want to bury the hatchet. It's games time. It sounds like whatever story she has has motivated her, and that's a win. They should be allowed to finish as fast as possible and add penalties to the score. Yeah, they might. That would make sense. I'm guessing that they're smarter than us and they have a reason for that. Yeah. I've turned a new leaf. I'm not calling anyone with a service dog a retard anymore, even as a joke. I'm just not. I was young and immature. You have a service dog doesn't mean you're retarded. And even if you are, I'm not going to call you that. Yeah, Ellie isn't Laura. There you go, Miguel. Their system certainly creates drama. All right. Congrats, Hunter, for a great performance. Brandon Mantz, you demand. Thanks for coming on. See you guys for sure tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. I think it's $1,500 tomorrow.
I think it's $2,000 tomorrow.
$2,000 tomorrow. Wow.
Biggest pot we've had in a while, I think.
She said she had mental health issues and considered taking her life. She needs a service dog. Is that true? Did she really say that?
I don't know.
There's a Shut Up and Scribble tonight. Okay. I'll be watching that and checking JR's word count. Make sure he doesn't cross over the 200 word mark. Maybe we'll do a CrossFit Games update show. All right, Caleb, thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.